Love the juice bar in a bag. It's really a family favorite, and what I love most about it is that it's really affordable and it helps people to move off of the sugary drinks that are out there. I don't know about you, but whenever I go into a gas station or any store at all, really, unless it's a health food store, a lot of times I can't even find any good drinks. Exactly. The gas stations, the stops on the go, especially when you're traveling at the airports or these different places, you're limited to the choices that they offer you at these locations. And a lot of times, let's face it, the drinks are full of additives, full of colors, full of flavors. There really isn't too much nutrients in those juices. And to top it off, they're like two, three, four, $5 a piece, which is crazy that we're buying these, flavorful, sugary drinks that actually aren't nourishing us for so much money when we could be saving money. And for $1 per serving, we could have these really nutrient dense, yummy, delicious drinks that are also colorful, but they're colorful because of the plant pigments themselves and not because of artificial additives. And so the juice bar in a bag is one of my favorites. It's so affordable, it's so versatile. And like you mentioned, like we have 6 different flavors that come in that package. And within those 6 flavors, you're able to mix like 50 different ways or so because you can mix and match 2 of them together, 3 of them together, all 6 together. And then, of course, you can also add them into the power shake or some of our other staples that we like to use on a daily basis. So, juice bar in a bag is one.
Hi, everyone. I don't have specific drinks that I drink, but I want to share that last summer I actually drove to California from Vancouver, Canada, and I had never driven in the United States ever. But I brought my juice bar in a bag, and every day I fueled up with my Can't Beat This, my super aminos. I took in cracked salmonella and the biomedic because I didn't want to take in all the heavy metals from the traffic. So I was really doing that. And on the way, I used to, my road trip food used to be beef jerky, chips, like sweets. And I drove 12 hours to Mount Shasta on the superfoods. And I got there at midnight and I stayed up till about 3 in the morning. I got up at 7. So I got like a few hours sleep after driving 12 hours, got up, went for a hike, and then drove another 12 hours on my superfoods with the Can't Beat This. So like these superfoods really fuel your body in such a way. So I bring my juice bar in a bag everywhere. It's amazing.
Thank you so much for that share. Amazing. Naiva, did you want to say something? You're unmuted, so yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I loved what you were sharing, and I was wondering if the girls would want to share what their special blends are, or if you want to share what their special blends are, because I think it's really interesting for us to know, maybe what their favorites are, so maybe we can introduce our kids to it as well for those of us that may have children that are trying to figure out what their special blend is to just help inspire them.
Yes. Okay, here, come, Rhea, come sit on my lap. Come. We're on like a country road, so it's not like dangerous. We're driving, but here, put this in your ear. Rhea, can you share your favorite juice combinations with us?
Yeah. I like to drink in the morning. I usually have like all the time I'll have a shake. And I like to mix the green juice with the MVP, and it's really yummy.
And spirulina, you put in
Spirulina, and I really like it because it's like not like I like the more like thicker, like I like the juices, but I think I like the Epigenius and the green juice better. So when I combine them, it's like so yummy. And I drink in the morning, and I add spirulina, and I also like to mix in the pills, like the biomedic and the super xanthan into my shake, so I don't love swallowing them, so I just mix them in.
Awesome, Rhea. Thank you so much for sharing. Go sit back there. Thank you so much for sharing. Oh, yeah. She didn't know we were just talking about juice bar in a bag, but that's okay. She shared her favorite shakes, and that's true. That's what she has every single morning. And then she also they love to, you know, have fun with the juices and mix all kinds of things together. But I love, you know, I used to be, especially on road trips, I used to be dependent on caffeine. That's another thing. And like, I would always need to stop and get coffee along the way, a few times along the journey. And just to have our energizing foods that give you sustained energy, like Catherine was saying, that 12-hour stretch on superfoods, I can believe it. And Catherine, when I saw you, you showed up after that long journey, so radiant and glowing. And it's just like amazing after long road trips, how we could still be, you know, we're going to show up like, here we are after 10 days of traveling, and we're going to show up to convention. I'm sure we're going to be glowing because we're just fueling so much on superfood. So amazing. And Brew, you had your hand up, so please unmute yourself and share.
Hi, thank you so much. Mine's a simple share. I love all of them. I really love the green spectrum, especially as Tara said, for the grain-free. The nutrients in the green spectrum are just incredible. And Tara, thank you for that share, because that was so helpful for me for helping my customers. Really appreciated your share there. Something I've recently been doing just this from spring, summer is my boyfriend, he loves melons, and I wasn't ever one for honeydew melons, and I love watermelon, but because sometimes you buy them and they don't fully ripen, or they don't taste as sweet as you want them to. When you blend them, they taste great, and you drink it like a smoothie. So what I like to do is add in my aloe digest to those melons, because they digest very fast, and it's a lovely way to boost their taste. And the latest thing I've been doing with the melons is I chop them really small, freeze them so they're like little tiny bits of ice, and then blend them gently and add in the aloe digest, and it tastes like sorbet. It is so delicious. All the kids love it, and it just tastes so delicious. And so it's like making the banana and ice cream, but instead you're using the melon. And I can imagine the biofruit would be nice in that as well, to add a tartness to the sorbet. Really, really delicious.
That sounds
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying that sounds so good. I love mixing it up as nice creams as well as the different flavors. And you brought up the green spectrum. And the green spectrum I really love in the summertime because it's a lighter green drink, but it to me tastes like lemon iced tea. It really has a pleasant flavor. It's very mild, and most people that maybe have an aversion to, you know, a thicker green drink or a power shake initially, when mixing it with the green spectrum, first of all, it totally changes the flavor, but starting with just the green spectrum can also be helpful on the flavor profile of starting with a flavor that we're maybe familiar with. So I just wanted to mention that because I love the green spectrum so much, and I feel like we don't talk about it enough. Back to you, Allison.
Yes, absolutely. And there's unflavored and lemon. So just so you know, you have a choice when you order. Some people don't realize that you can make that choice. And so there is lemon, which most people love. I happen to love the unflavored one. But you know, experiment for yourself and see, they're amazing. I actually love the earthy flavor of all those greens just on their own. But then if you want to sweeten it, you can add it with the aloe digest, and it makes it really delicious. You wouldn't even know you're drinking green juice. And I just want to say quickly on what Boo said about, I just shared a watermelon sorbet actually in my Kind Human Kitchen page. And that gives me an idea because it didn't have in the recipe to add the bio fruit, but I think that would be an incredible addition to the watermelon sorbet. And to also add, if you get a watermelon and it's not so good, you know, it's like a little bit like, you know, you don't want to, it's a little mushy or something, blend it with ice and can't beat this, or bio fruit. And it is so delicious together. Delicious. Okay, I want to hear from Sarah. Please unmute yourself, Sarah. Please give us your share.
Awesome. So fun. I love Juice Bar in a Bag. And one thing that, because I know people have been talking about road trips, and I know you guys are also on your way to Arizona where it's so dry. And one thing that I've been doing in particular with the green spectrum, the original, because it's so filled with sea plants, is I'll actually use that as a mask on my face. And it's such a great way to hydrate and nourish the skin. And to me, also acts as like a natural sun protectant aside from the super xanthan we use. And so, often we are so used to consuming these things, but understanding that while our skin is the biggest, kind of organ of the body, it's also okay to put it on our skin and use that sometimes as just extra additional love on our skin support.
Thank you, Sarah, for reminding me of that, because I actually wanted to do that and I keep forgetting. The spirulina or the green spectrum or the cracked cell chlorella, they make amazing. So if you get the cracked cell chlorella or spirulina in the powder, I mean, if you get it in the crush in the capsules, you can crush them, but they're already in the powder. It's easier. Or the green spectrum, to just add a little bit of water or a little, even a little coconut oil. Actually, you could do it with, and make like a paste, and it makes an amazing. When I did it last year, my skin, I'm so excited that you reminded me, and we should all do it before convention so our skin is glowing and extra beautiful. And like you said, it also helps as a protector from the sun. Actually, all of these foods, besides even the super xanthan, they all help as sun protection from the inside as well. So those dark pigments from the beet juice and from the carrots, they help pigment our skin. They help increase our melanin and protect our skin. And the greens, the chlorella and the dark greens that are in the green spectrum, protect our skin as well from the inside, so that we actually get a more pigment. We get, we don't burn as easily with that. It's amazing. So thank you so much, Sarah, for that.
Wonderful. Well, I can share a little bit on my screen if you'd like, Allison, about the juice bar in a bag, so we can go over all the products. So for the past few years, several years now, juicing industry has boomed, and it's making over $5 billion per year in the United States alone. So just like standard coffee shops, new juice bars are taking over neighborhood street corners and pre-made drink lines, the refrigerator section of the grocery store. We're seeing more and more juices pop up everywhere. And I don't know about where you are in your part of the country, but here in Kauai, at my juice bar, it is $11 to $15. It's $11 for an 8-ounce bottle. It is $15 for a 12-ounce bottle of fresh juice. So when I go get a juice, I usually end up getting 2 or 3 juices, which really quickly adds up to $45 almost every time I go into the juice bar, because I'm not only getting it for myself, I have to get one for my husband and usually at least one other one for the kids to share. And so, it adds up really quickly when you're wanting to juice or choose these healthier juice options. Now, if I'm going for a juice that's at the grocery store and not at a fresh pressed juice bar, of course, I might find a juice that's more in like the $7 to $10 range, but still that's expensive. It adds up quick. And let's face it, we're going to drink that down in 5 minutes, and then we're going to be thirsty again in half an hour and have to go get something else to continue to hydrate ourselves. And so what I love about this juice bar in a bag is all you need is water. I shared this story last week where, last year on my road trip, there was nothing I wanted to drink at the gas station, right? This often happens at airports, gas stations, you name it. And all I have to do is get a bottle of water and mix it in with my powders and make a drink that tastes delicious and nourishes me on a cellular level. So ironically, the Center for Disease Control, the CDC, recently reported that only 12% of Americans are getting their daily fruit recommendation, and only 9% get the recommended daily vegetable intake. You guys, this is a huge statistic. This statistic is from 2021, but we aren't too far off, right? I don't know if it's gotten better or worse over the last few years, but let's say it's still, around the same numbers. This is not a good statistic. So what's the deal? While juicing is a quick and easy way to get your daily dose, most Americans see it as an expensive, time-consuming habit, right? Like I just mentioned, it is not inexpensive to juice. And even those of us that juice at home, it takes a lot of thought, time, and effort because you have to go and purchase the foods that you want to juice. You have to bring them home. You have to wash them and cut them and prep them and juice them and then wash the juicer. All of that takes hours of time out of your day. And then you can only make enough for 2 or 3, 4, or 5 days because any more than 5-day-old juice doesn't taste as fresh. Let's face it, it's not fresh anymore after 3 days. So, you don't really want to make more than enough for 3 or 4 days. And so you end up in a trap, right? And then if you live somewhere like me here out in Hawaii where your vegetables wilt before you even get home and your fruits, same with the fruits, you got to eat them as soon as you get them. Then, you're facing another problem of actually losing money because you're losing the produce that you just purchased to them going bad before you're able to use them. Because unless you go to the store and come straight home and start juicing, a lot of times some of those vegetables will end up in your compost or trash. So that's really unfortunate, and it's the bare truth. It's something that I've had to struggle with my own self, which is why I love this juice bar in a bag so much. So an average juice bar drink can cost $6 to $10. Out here in Hawaii, of course, it costs a bit more. On average, juice bar shots can cost $2 to $5. Specialty fruits and veggies are easy to find, can be even more expensive. Grocery shopping, rinsing, cutting, peeling, cleaning requires time and money, like I mentioned. However, it doesn't have to be difficult, time-consuming, or expensive, and there's no need for overpriced juice when you have the fun juice bar in a bag. So this is an economically and environmentally conscious way to juice. You get a really fun tote bag that everything fits in, and it includes a variety of our best superfood products. So what our juice bar in the bag contains is the Can't Beat This, the biofruit, the cocoa hydrate, and this is really fun because you can mix it so many different ways. And it also comes with our stainless steel shaker bottle that you can shake it up with. I think now we actually offer it with one of our little blenders, which is so great. And it's organic, it's pure, you're saving money, it's convenient, it's easy. And like Allison said, even the kids can make it. My son, when he has grown up with these superfoods in our house since he was a baby, and when he was like 2, 3 years old, he would literally make me a shake and bring it to me because I'd be on connect calls and he would just know that like mom needs to nourish, and he'd make me a shake and bring it to me. And kids love these flavors so much that there was numerous times where I got off of a call and walked in the kitchen or living room and he had the power shake tub in front of him with a spoon and was just eating it, or any of the superfoods that he was able to reach and get off the counter for that matter. And no different for these juice bar in a bag flavors. Like Allison mentioned, they're really fun for creating fun dips for the kids, or other fun ways that we can incorporate into pancakes, into nice creams, into vegan cheesecake, all kinds of different ways we can cook with them, make salad dressings with them, you name it. These are so versatile and easy to use to add a little bit of flavor to whatever you're doing. So I wanted to go into each flavor a little bit. And so the cocoa hydrate is a delicious, refreshing, and healthy alternative to an energizing drink. So cocoa hydrate is a coconut water-based blend that is loaded with electrolytes and antioxidants with a pineapple twist. This daily drink helps boost hydration levels and supports joints during recovery and high-intensity activities. So this is really good for post-sports, post-workout. Really great for overall hydration on a daily basis, and so good for our kids to have something that doesn't contain a bunch of sugar and additives and colors and other ingredients that we don't align with, right? So you can give them a healthy option that is good for them, and it can help promote hydration, supports your electrolytes, can help recovery after strenuous activity, and also can replace unhealthy sports drinks. Let's face it, those sports drinks, not only are they unhealthy for you, but most of them are pretty expensive, and there's usually several ingredients that I don't know what they are. I can't read them, and I literally just don't know what they are. So I try to avoid those as much as I can. And of course, with teenagers in the house, sometimes it can be challenging because they take themselves to the store and go choose things. So I have to get really good at, pointing out the things of what we're looking for and why it is that we want to avoid those things. Can't Beat This is one of our very favorites in our house. Our entire family likes this, kids and adults alike. Even people that don't like beets, like Allison mentioned, usually love the Can't Beat This. It's a great one to sample out at healthy happy hours as an alternative to the green drink. Beets are loaded with healthy carbohydrates. They're rich in nitrates, adding up to countless health benefits. Although their earthy and bitter flavor can be hard to swallow, beets are an incredible energizing source to consume throughout the day. So this is filled with natural herbs and plants to support energy levels. This is an energy drink with beets, and I love that the caffeine source is coffee bean fruit and yerba mate as opposed to other caffeine sources, right? So it's an alkaline caffeine source, and Can't Beat This is an excellent substitute for a morning cup of coffee or pre-workout drink. It tastes really good. Passion fruit and guava, that's out here in Hawaii. We love our passion fruit juices, and it's low sugar and tastes like a fruit punch. So it's so good for you. It's so good for everybody in your family, but especially if you know people that are drinking these energy drinks, what if they could swap out, whatever those Monsters and Red Bulls and other energy drinks for something that's healthier and that will save them money? And I don't remember if I mentioned it earlier, but these all come out to about $1 per serving. So it's so affordable for people to be able to, choose these on a daily basis. Biofruit is a great one. It has 16 different dark pigmented red fruit, which is super high in antioxidants. So Purium's Biofruit contains an impressive variety of nutrient-dense organic fruits to support total body nutrition. It tastes delicious too. This one is very much like a berry powder. So it's great over yogurt. It's really yummy in that cheesecake that I was sharing earlier as, a flavor and color enhancer naturally. And then, of course, it adds all those additional benefits as well with the nutritional components of it. These dark pigmented fruits are so good for digestion. They're great for preventing premature aging and also can support a healthy heart, liver, and brain function. So it's so good for our body to get these dark pigmented fruits every day. And then the carrot juice plus is a really great one. Carrots, are so good for you, but let's face it, we're not eating bunches of carrots every day. So and something else to take into note is that the carrots here at Purium, you would have to eat like 100 conventional carrots to get the nutrients that is in one glass of our carrot juice plus here, because the carrots are grown in regenerative soil and are nutrient dense, like is everything else that we have here. So the carrot juice plus is flavorful blend of organic carrots with the rice bran solubles. So it's very creamy carrot juice, and it can be added to any of the superfoods. I like adding it into my power shake or adding it into with my biofruit, my green spectrum. There's so many different ways to use the carrot juice plus. And of course, you can also use it to like enhance a soup if you want to, like add a couple scoops into a creamy, yummy soup to add a little bit of flavor or color. So many different fun ways that you can use that. And then the green spectrum, like we mentioned, it comes in original and lemon. I really love the lemon one. It reminds me of lemon iced tea. Some people prefer the original one because it's more of a green flavor, and you can actually, mix it with any of the other juice bar in a bag options and, change the flavor profile that way. But this one is one of my favorite because it's earth's it's the ultimate prism from land and sea. So it's really taking all of the juices, a collection of plants from sea plants to juice field grasses to garden vegetables, and mixing them all together. And so it's really a great blend of greens. And this one can really help increase immune function. It's a great source of chlorophyll from green vegetables, and it can help with healthy pH and oxygen levels. And then last but not least is our Aloe Digest. Most people in America need help with digestion. Most of us are not eating optimally every single day, 3 meals a day. And so having Aloe Digest handy is really great because anytime you're having any kind of, acid reflux or bloating or gas or anything like that, this can really help you with your digestion, and it tastes delicious too. So Aloe Digest is one that I really like to bring when I'm going to a barbecue or to a birthday party or somewhere, a potluck, where I am, going to bring a drink. I like to bring Aloe Digest as a healthy drink for people to enjoy. And most people will ask, like, what is this? And it will be a great conversation starter. And so are all of these. I've brought almost every single one of these as a drink to a potluck or a birthday party at one time or another and had some great conversation starters. And so everyone needs a little digestion support, and aloe vera is truly one of nature's best aids. So this one is a great dietary supplement that acts as an aid for digestive issues, and you just mix it with water and it tastes so good. So I also have a client that had acid reflux a lot, and she was mixing the Aloe Digest with her apothecary, and that was really helping her to get the apothecary down because the apothecary was actually giving her some acid reflux symptoms, and so it was helping her to get the apothecary down. And so there's so many different ways that we can use these superfoods to help support our friends, our customers, our family members with this rainbow of superfoods. And on that note, I also wanted to share that when I do the carrot